Iran's got nukes and we've got to go after them.
What?
Or the same propaganda. Get your confidence talking about the FEMA camps.
FEMA camps, FEMA camps, FEMA camps. Here's a FEMA camp. There's a FEMA camp. Everywhere's a FEMA camp. Welcome back to That Guy in the Square. I have got to talk about Alex Jones and his obsession
on Ron Paul, 9/11 truthers, and others saying that we should have the military sicked on us.
Okay, now we're going to talk about FEMA camps today. One of Alex Jones's favorite topics du jour are FEMA camps. Let's start off real quick. Now, what is a FEMA camp? What is FEMA? Federal Emergency Management Agency. All right, that's essentially what FEMA is. They got a... Where Alex is talking about FEMA, he got this from the evil FEMA, which is essentially like a government agency of the Red Cross, is what it is. But where he got this was from, you know, how evil they are, was from the X-Files movie. If you remember that back in '98. That's essentially where he got it. And in the film, FEMA, they were quite evil. They were going to spread bacteria or something through bees or some shit. And they were evil. Now, Alex is in his in his drive to sell T-shirts and DVDs. He is convinced, and he has maybe convinced you. He's not convinced. He knows the truth. He's just not going to tell you that FEMA camps are everywhere. By fucking golly, there's a FEMA camp in your backyard, and you're next on the list to go to a FEMA camp. FEMA camp being a concentration camp, something out of Red Dawn. You know, that you are bound to go to a FEMA camp and meet your fate. Okay, folks, there are no FEMA camps. Okay, there are no FEMA camps. I looked into this. All right, I looked into this about these FEMA camps. This is coming directly from prisonplanet.com. The thing about FEMA camps, and it seems scary, you know, it seems kind of scary, like, whoa, you know, could they have such a thing? Looking at these, 9 of 10 of these are World War II Japanese detention camps, maybe renovated, maybe. They're either closed down Air Force bases, alright, they're either closed down Air Force bases, military compound, okay, well, that's probably an Army base, World War II POW camp, civilian prison camp established under Operation Garden Plot, currently operating with support staff and small inmate population. That is also known as a work camp. Talladega Federal Prison Satellite Camp. Alright, so what he's got you thinking is that every Air Force base and every closed down World War II Japanese internment camp is in fact a FEMA camp. FEMA camps don't exist. Now, I'm not saying that the U.S. federal government is perfect. No, they're not. They've got plenty of, you know, flaws and faults. I obviously live abroad in Europe. I'm not a big fan of the federal government, but when they're well managed and well run, the U.S. federal government is pretty damn good. Let me tell you. They're making us pay taxes. Well, you know, who the fuck is going to, you know, pay for the highways? Who's going to pay for your brat-ass kid to go to school? You know, no, they're making us pay carbon tax. There's no such thing as carbon tax. You're not paying carbon tax unless you own a corporation that spews out pollution. You're not going to be paying carbon tax. Oh, well, it's that liberal elite making us get all them vaccinations. Well, you know, I'd rather not have my children get diphtheria, tuberculosis, you know, and polio. I'd rather take my chances with the vaccinations, you know, rather, oh, but it's in Jesus' hands. No, Jesus is not worried about you, dude. Okay. Get your kids vaccinated. Send them to public school. Well, they're going to make us pay taxes. Well, you got to pay taxes, buddy. Everybody's got to pay taxes. Well, I ain't got no job because of that nigger in the White House. No, it's because you're an idiot. It's because you have no education, no job skills. Anyway, we all know about that. So anyway, back to it. I looked on the Prison Planet website, and I'm going to concentrate on California because it's one of the biggest. And look through all these, and I didn't find a single FEMA camp. I didn't find a single FEMA camp. Let's look though. Vandenberg Air Force Base. Just go prisonplanet.com. FEMA camps. Vandenberg Air Force Base. All right. So let's look for Vandenberg Air Force Base. Let's see where could the FEMA camp be? Let's see where is the FEMA camp? Where are you? FEMA camp. Oh, there we go. Vandenberg Air Force Base. See a high school. See an elementary school. I see a laboratory. See a runway. I see a couple look like either T4s or F-18s. They look like T4s maybe. Don't see a FEMA camp. Not a FEMA camp in sight. All right. Let's look at the. Here's the one. Here's a good one. Beech Grove, Indiana.
There is also a surveillance camera, just like we saw at the FEMA facility.
Okay.
Pointing out
So what she's saying is that this facility is closed. All right.
All of these apparent security measures are particularly unusual here, because this is a very low crime area, and this facility is nothing but an old train repair station with nothing in it worth stealing.
Nothing in it worth stealing. Well, actually, I'm not sure about all that, because when I looked at Beech Grove, Indiana, it's actually a quite working Amtrak repair facility. It's not old and disused at all. It's quite as of 2007, it is quite well used. So this is obviously bullshit, as usual from Alex. Just look it up. Known FEMA camps too. Let's see. Norton Air Force Base, closed base, now staffed with UN, according to some sources. Norton Air Force Base. Let's see. Norton Air Force Base, come on down. You are the next contestant on. Where is the FEMA camp? So let's see. Norton Air Force Base, also known as San Bernardino International. Norton Air Force Base, San Bernardino. Let's see. UN base. I don't know. Could be. They filmed The Aviator. They've got a 747. Looks like a 737. A couple of business jets. Maybe some Gulfstreams. Let's see. University, San Bernardino Community College. Let's see. They got a Domino's Pizza. Does your FEMA camp come with a Domino's Pizza? I don't know. But by God, if I was in a FEMA camp, I'd want a Domino's Pizza. And also Las Patrillas Nightclub. Yes, that is your FEMA camp. All right, good. Okay, let's see. Fort Ord. Dad was stationed there in the 1960s. May have some POW/CI enclosures. So let's see. Let's go down to Fort Ord. Fort Ord, where are you, buddy? Come on down. Let's see. Let's look for FEMA camps. There are no FEMA camps. Okay. There are no FEMA camps. Fort Ord. Let's see. Daddy lives somewhere here. Let's see. Fort Ord. Don't see any FEMA camp. Monterey County Board of Supervisors and California State University, Monterey Bay, Panetta Institute for Public Policy. I see a Target. I see REI. But I don't see a FEMA camp. Don't see anything. See a soccer complex. All right. Let's keep going. Let's see where we got. 29 Palms Marine Base. Let's see. 29 Palms Marine Base. Let's see. Oakdale. Capable of holding 20,000 people. All right. Shit. let's see, San Francisco Terminal Island. Let's see. Located next to naval shipyards operated by Chi-Com's shipping interests. Federal prison facility located here. Possible designation point. Let's see. Terminal Island. Let's see. Show me a FEMA camp at Terminal Island. These things don't actually exist. Alex is just a charlatan. And he's whipping up this fear. I see a shipping complex. I see a whole lot of containers filled with crap from China that, of course, you know, Americans who, oh, gotta have that new PlayStation, gotta get that motherfucker. Well, yeah, you know, okay. You know, here's your job. You know, that coon, he done took my job. No, actually, the Chinese did. But that's called capitalism, isn't it? That's called capitalism. And that's what you want, because you run down to Walmart. Oh, gotta get my Walmart. Oh, God bless all Walmart. You know, this thing, when you look through it, Mather Air Force Base, road to facilities blocked off by cement barriers and a stop sign. Oh, wow. Sign states areas are restricted as of 1997. There were barbed wire fences pointing inward. A row of stadium lights pointed toward an empty field. Black boxes on poles may have been on cameras. Holy shit. That just looks evil. So let's go to Mather Air Force Base. Let's see where's the FEMA camp at Mather Air Force Base. Oh wow. This looks like a right nasty one. Ooh, wow. Mather Air Force Base. Well, let's see. Here's the main entrance. I don't even see a fucking anything. I don't see a checkpoint. I don't see, because when I was in the military, you would have something right fucking here that would stop any Tom, Dick, and Harry from going on. Looks like you got a bus stop. I don't see any barbed wire or any kind of shit like that. I just see a disused Air Force Base. See a bunch of planes, private planes, Beechcraft, yeah, Cessnas. But I don't see a FEMA camp. I see Sacramento County Environmental Management. Oh, they're just making us pay carbon taxes. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Sacramento Korean Shining Church. Well, if that's part of the FEMA camp, then bless you. So, you know, it's what Alex is doing is just, you know, again, he's just whipping up this fear and this hatred of the liberal elite. When I can tell you, if they let me in college, it's not that fucking elite. You know, talking about FEMA camps. FEMA camps don't exist. Okay, there's no logical reason to have any kind of FEMA camp. Okay, America has like 330 million people. You think you're going to fit 330 million people into camps? It would have to be, literally, it would have to be the size of Colorado. Okay, and talking about, oh, Beech Grove, they're going to make you pay carbon taxes when you're in the concentration camp. You know, they're going to make you pay carbon taxes, you know, and it's like, it doesn't exist. You know, as usual, Alex is just making shit up. Amtrak Beech Grove shop tour. Okay, this is your FEMA camp. Okay, this is your FEMA camp. Okay. I don't know if they're going to put FEMA campers to work building train cars, but this is your FEMA camp. There is no FEMA camp. Okay. Alex, stop lying. I know that you won't. You know, you're always like, oh, yes, now FEMA camps, they're going to put everybody in FEMA camp and, you know, make them pay carbon taxes and, you know, and all this stuff. No, it doesn't exist. Okay, it just, they don't exist. I mean, it's like unicorns. Sometimes I wish that they did, but they don't, you know. Flying carpets, I'd love to have one, but they don't exist. Alex, stop lying. Stop with your bullshit. Because you keep getting busted. You're losing fans real quick. You lost me a long time ago with your lies. You keep lying, I'll keep busting you. That's how it's going to go. Alright? Stop lying, and then you'll quit being embarrassed. Moron.